Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. We are live ahead of Matchday 7, heading into the semi-finals of the World Cup. We are here all the way up until the deadline to hopefully help you achieve a green arrow this week, or top your mini league, or just get some decent good points. I can already see we've got a few people in the chat. Hope you guys are doing good on this very warm Tuesday afternoon. Yeah, it's a bit of a different one. Obviously, only 2 game weeks to go within World Cup Fantasy. Let me know in the chat how your game is going so far. Have you got a decent rank? Are you doing well? Are you climbing up the leaderboards, topping your mini leagues? Let me know in the comments. Hasn't quite been the same for me, unfortunately, but unfortunately, that is just the way that some of these games work. You know, you don't have a lot of time to fix things. You lose pretty much the player base every single, well, 50% of the player base after the round or two every single round. So sometimes these games don't go your way. So if you're having a bad game week, do not fear, do not worry. It's not the end of the world. You can still get some decent gains, but you've got to think about it a little bit more, a little bit creatively. And that's what we're going to discuss in today's deadline stream. Like I said, guys, if you are enjoying the content, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Let's see if we can get up to 40,000 subscribers before game week 1. It would be absolutely immense. And yeah, what we got going on for the chat? Jeff says hello, mate. Johan says hi, Tom. Nice haircut. Cheers, my man. Got the sides done at the weekend. Very happy with that. A little bit off the top and bottom as well. So yeah, there we go. The King, you think England will win? I mean, as you can see from this lineup, yeah, it's coming home, mate. It's coming home. We'll discuss my lineup in a second. We'll get a few more people in the chat before we run through it, because I imagine some of you are probably going to be like, he's lost his marbles. He's bringing in 3 England defenders and going to have four England defenders. Tom, my clean sheet chip didn't work. Do you know why? I used the clean sheet chip in the round of 16 and Costa still blanked. What was the score? Is he the Portuguese goalkeeper? Let me check that. Was that the Portugal game? He should have got points. I don't know why he didn't, if he is. Because that finished 1-0 to Spain, right? Yeah, 1-0 to Spain. Costa should have got points. Again, I'm not 100% sure on that one. Yeah, it should have come in, but who knows? 6 England, I know, yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one, mate, to be honest, why that hasn't come in. Because if you had the clean sheet shield active for that game week, they only conceded 1. So yeah, you should have got the points. I think Argentina will win. Fair enough. Like all the games, I feel at this point are very 50-50, aren't they? Yeah, all the games are very, very 50-50. Cap for day 1 and 2, Mbappe and Kane, or Mbappe and Messi? I really think you probably go Mbappe and Messi, but Kane is also a very good shout. I think Bellingham, given the form that he showed across this tournament as well, also a very good candidate for captaincy for tomorrow as well. Let me know in the chat, are you activating your max captain for this game week? I know a lot of you still have it left. Some of you are going to be looking at the final. I think for me, I'm probably going to be looking at the final. I do just think you've got 2 nice options to go for. At least I have anyway. I've got obviously Mbappe today and then Messi tomorrow. So that's the way we're probably going to look at it. He got 3 points. Yeah, that is weird. Oh, he was on your bench. That explains it then, because if he was on your bench, he won't then qualify for it. So it's just the players within the starting 11. There you go. FPL Joe is in the chat. Hope you're doing good, mate. You've been absolutely smashing it across the course of this World Cup. We'll probably have your odds up in a little bit when I try to explain to people why I'm stacking into the England defense, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. What did you make of the clean sheet shield then, mate? Because I've been getting a lot of grief in my comments on my team selection video, because basically I called out the chip a little bit and said, I don't think it should have been added to the game, because it doesn't really feel like a fair chip. It just feels more luck-based. And I don't think that's what we want to reward fantasy games for. We don't want them to be rewarded for luck. We want them to be rewarded for, you know, clever picks or intelligent strategy play. Whereas the odd differences between, the round of 16 and the quarterfinals for that chip, pretty much nothing, right? Absolutely nothing. So it's kind of one of those where I was like, oh, I think it's lucky. People were saying, I'm on the wrong side of things. But ultimately, I think even if I'd have had a good game week out of it, I still probably would have been like, I don't think I think for some people it was like a 20, 25 point swing. Is that really fair off one chip? I don't know. You guys debate it. For me personally, I don't think it's fair when it's not something that rewards people for doing the right actions. That rewards team players for conceding. So it just doesn't feel right for me. I understand the luck argument can be made for any chip, but at least with the other side of the coin is if my player blanks, I can kind of get on board with that. If I, like, for example, 12th man, round 2, I played Harry Kane, okay? I played it on Harry Kane. I got 2 points out of him. So absolutely nothing, okay? But I was happy with that. I was content with that because, Kane didn't do anything, so I shouldn't be rewarded for that. Why should I be rewarded for my players losing a clean sheet? Like, that isn't actively rewarding positive picks, is it? So, yeah. FPL Joe said, played it in the round of 16, got 0 points. It's a massive dice roll chip. EV is almost always 11x points, regardless of which teams you pick. Yeah, exactly, mate. Like, for me, I was looking at it and I was like, I think on my stream or in one of my videos, I pointed out that in the round of 16, there was more 1-goal margin games. So like a team conceding just 1 goal. And I think it was like 76% or something like that. So yeah, it didn't work out that way. But like you said, the EV is pretty much the same whichever way you realistically look at it. So it was always going to be a bit up in the air. But yeah, is what it is. Why Henderson? Someone asks. Yeah, we've got a decent amount of you in the chat. We can probably talk through my my team then. So let me just reset it back to where we're going to be at. So this is what we've got heading into this round. Now we very easily could leave this side. It could perform fine. It really, really could perform fine. But I'm 70k in rank. I'm not having a great tournament. So I feel like the only way we're going to realistically gain rank at this point is stacking differential captains, right? They're going to be the 3 ways that I am going to make up gains within this tournament. Because if I go the route that everybody else is going, which is like, 2 France, 2 Spain, 2 England, 2 Argentina, and balance the defense out, I'm probably going to gain nothing. Most people have already got like Bellingham, Dembele, Elise, Yamal, like all are over 40%, I want to say. 47, 47, 49, 37. So Yamal is the lowest, but outside of that, everybody is absolutely ridiculously high, right? High 40s. Probably EO, we're talking like 99, 96%, maybe even over 100 for some of these guys. I'm going to gain very little out of them, unless I obviously gave them the armband, but then I'm taking on Mbappe. And that obviously then is another debate with Mbappe probably around like 190 EO, I would imagine somewhere around there. So for me, the only way I'm really going to get any sort of gain is if I take on Mbappe's effective ownership or I look to stack. And the reason that I've selected the England defense is they do have some of the lowest ownership in terms of defenders. I can probably safely predict 4 of the defenders to play, like including the goalkeeper. So we can go and buy them. They're all fairly cheap as well. They're not too expensive. And Reece James and John Stones, if we get any sort of leaks that they're going to be playing, qualify for scouting bonus as well. So we may be able to get a few more points out of it. Like I said, ultimately for me at this point within the game, given my ranking, given where I'm at, boom or bust is kind of the best way I'm going to play it. Now, some people have asked me about stacking and why I'm looking to stack England defense and calling me stupid and calling me this, that, and the other. And it isn't the fact that stacking is going to get me any sort of additional points, right? That is not what I'm saying. What I am looking to do is ultimately kind of gain the most out of England's positive result. If England keep a clean, we are laughing. Like I said, it's very much boom or bust. Everybody's kind of, correlating with each other, and we've just got to go with it, okay? So I could easily roll, but I feel if I roll this, I'm probably not going to move in terms of rank. Like, there isn't anybody in here that I'm probably going to go for, right? Like I said, we could go for a balanced lineup. We could balance this side out a little bit. But for me, I just don't see like us getting any sort of rank gain out of that. So I think the better play to go for is to stack, okay? And the team that I'm deciding to stack on is England. Now, there's a few things that I can go and do here, okay? So we can go and get the full 5-man England defense here. So that would include all the defenders, all of the, and the goalkeeper. So this is something I can do. Who am I looking for? Pickford. Right, so we can go for something that looks like this. And fully go in England stack. Like I said, boom or bust at this point. If England keep it clean, I am absolutely on Mars. And if everybody else, doesn't, we're laughing. Like I said, it is boom or bust at this point. There is no point in me making kind of, just doubling up on defenses because that's what everybody else is doing, right? Most defenses, I feel like you've probably got to have 2 at a minimum to get any sort of gains. If you've just got one defender from one side, you are not going to get any sort of gains out of them at this point, realistically. Like, Upamecano, if France keep it clean, it's probably not that good for me. Because, again, people have Upamecano, Koundé, like, they're going to have 2. Most people are going to have 2 at this point. So we're going to look at this as a potential option. Or there is another way we could potentially look at this as well. If we find out Stones is predicted to play and we get any sort of leaks from the England lineup, which I don't think we will, we could look at something like this, which is probably my favorite if we find out Stones is playing. This gives me the full 15 again, double in terms of France. Still got the 4 England stack at the back and Rodrigo de Paul, so we don't have to completely dead end this spot, right? Otherwise, the other option would be to put in Henderson. Put in Henderson here, take out Stones, and go for Gahey. I feel like that's the most balanced, right? 4 England defenders, 2 France. We get to see the France lineup as well. So I do feel like that is probably the best route for it, isn't it? Dear. We'll try and have a look, see if there's anything in terms of England leaks. We found out that all of the squad is apparently fit and available to go for tomorrow from some journalists on socials earlier. Boom or bust, literally, at this point. Done the same thing. It's fun this way at the end of the day. Yeah, this is the thing, like I said, where I am in terms of rank, if I want to, close down any of my mini league rivals, if me playing it like, I'll pick up like 2 France defenders, I'll pick up 2 Spain defenders, I'll have 2 England defenders, it's going to gain me absolutely nothing. Like, I do feel like I'm probably going to get just marginal gains out of that. Whereas a 4 stack, if England keep it clean, we're going to be laughing. If France keep it clean, I'm probably getting little bits of gains out of that France clean ultimately. But yeah, this is how I'm feeling right now. The other big debate that I've got with my team is, do we play the max captainship this week, or do we go for potential, next week? Now, I'm feeling more towards next week because we'll have the 3rd place game in there, and that could be like any old score. We've seen them, I think it's only since 1970, there's only been 3 games under 3 goals. So there's plenty of goals always in those fixtures. Teams rotate, which means we could have under 5% players that we will be able to see. And if I've got max captain, if one of those goes off, we could have something nice. Again, though, if you've got the max captainship left, I think it is honestly this week or next week. It's all personal preference. I just feel like maybe there could be some decent gains out of that 3rd place game. However, you could argue on the flip side that maybe these semi-finals are, because of their close nature, they could be absolutely any score. And you're looking at my attack there as well. And you do think maybe if Mbappe doesn't turn up today, maybe one of Dembele or Elise could potentially be the player as well. So maybe max captain could be the play. It really could be. James for Digne for less and higher possibility for more minutes. Yamal for Gordon, Henderson for Olmo or Ruiz. Do I want to get rid of Yamal? Like, I know he's been disappointing at this tournament, but is he a player that I want to get rid of? I don't think he is. I don't know. Like, again, Olmo's minutes, probably going to see like 70, 80, you imagine? Something like that. I think max captain this week because next week many players will rotate for the third place game. They will, but we'll see the lineups. Like I said, we'll get to see the lineups at least. So maybe we can make better. Like again, I really do think again the max captainship is this week or next week. I might just flip a coin on it later in the stream and go, if it lands on heads, we're going with it, right? Because genuinely, I really don't think there's too much in the max captain this week or next week. Would you prefer to use the clean sheet shield or max captain this week? I think I would use the max captain chip. No, max captain chip next week, clean sheet shield this week. And what I would do is something, especially if you're looking to chase, right? Let's say you're not top of your mini league, you're looking to chase, okay? The play I would go for is, for me, I would look to go for a kind of, very similar setup to what I've got, stacking into certain defenses. Because again, if they concede one, then we could be, you could be in a position where you're still getting all the clean sheets out of these guys. So that is the option I probably would go for. I recommended it to a few people last week. I know they took my advice and did very well out of it as well. Yamal's potential is too high to remove him for me, at least. Yeah, this is the thing. Like removing Yamal for Olmo, bringing in like Henderson for like Barcola or Doué, depending on the lineup. It's kind of like that's how it feels to me. I'm not that bothered. I'm top 5k right now, topping my mini league. I've been following your stats from the beginning. What do you suggest my team looks like? I probably at this point would have probably Dembele, Elise, and Mbappe. I think France are definitely the favourites from an attacking perspective. I feel you probably need to start stacking into some defenses at this point within the game. At least two. I think two France, two probably Spain, two England, maybe one Argentina. Like that's probably the play I would go for at this point. If you have to choose a France defender, who would you choose? Probably Jules Koundé is my favorite out of the lot. But again, we'll get to see the lineup. There might be like Theo Hernandez that slides in there potentially. 12th man, if I was going to go the 12th man this week, probably Dembele, Yamal. They're probably the two standout picks, right? If people don't have them. I don't see Dembele shining against that Spain team that stifles attackers. Fair. I understand that. I do understand that. Look, Spain are very, very good defensively as well. Why am I bringing in Henderson? Pretty much just to afford this this defense. Kane 12th man, yeah. If you've not got Kane, could be a good pickup on the 12th man as well. Why am I bringing in Henderson? I think I answered that question. Purely just to facilitate what I'm trying to get off with the stack in terms of the defense. No Kane. No, I've not had Harry Kane. I've tried to build a team where I get Harry Kane in. I can show you what that looks like, but I just feel like there's too much like messing. You know what I mean? Like we can go and get him. So it probably would look Kane, Olmo, Doué if he's going to play. As you can see, we're 1.6 million off being able to kind of afford this. I could go and maybe cheap out on one of these midfield spots, but like, who am I picking? Who am I picking? Like, it's so difficult to say. Like, Moreno in that spot, maybe? Like, I just feel it's too hard to get it all to work, really. Yeah, we can kind of make this work a little bit. But again, I'm not feeling that. I'm not feeling that. Yeah, I'm just not feeling it. So I think the better play for me personally is stack this defense. Let's go for it. You know what I mean? We'll have a look if we get any sort of like England lineups um, to facilitate us in helping us pick. Like if we get any news on Stones or anything like that. Yeah, that's currently where we're at. Can I still finish in the top 28k from 10k? Ooh, maybe, but you got to hope a lot of luck and a lot of things really go your way at that point. If you've maybe got max captain left and you've got a differential, maybe that could propel you there. It's going to be tough though. I don't think I would probably take a -3 at this point. I feel like things are probably quite tight. And I don't really feel like selling Yamal for a -3 is really going to be justified either, in my opinion. 12-man booster, I probably would look at, if you haven't got Dembele, Yamal, Elise, they're probably the top ones. Bellingham, Mbappe, Kane, Messi. They're probably the top guys, right? Is that team pretty locked in? Fairly, yeah. I'm pretty set on the England strategy. I have been for a while. I think the only thing that we've got to wait for is the France lineup to see if Digne is playing or not, or Upamecano. We also have to wait and see if we get any sort of like England news about like Stones or James prior to the deadline. If we do, then I'll sling one of those guys in as well. What am I thinking about Julian Alvarez? I This is the thing, right? Everybody keeps commenting and was commenting on my video around the England defense, the Argentina attack, and they kept going, "Oh, what about Argentina? Like, you've got Messi and co." And every time it was like, "Oh, but they've got Messi and other attackers." You couldn't name another attacker that has like really excelled. They've had players that have had moments, but I don't. I would say for England, like Bellingham and Kane have carried us for large parts of this tournament and have been the key two attackers to go for. Gordon now as well, also looking pretty good going forward. Whereas with Argentina, I haven't really been like blown away by any of their other attackers. Like McAllister, Enzo, like they've had games and stuff, but that's about it for me personally. Golden Goal is in the chat. Hope you're doing good, my friend. He says, "Talk to me, Tom. What are you thinking?" I am thinking, mate. We stack into the England defense, as you can see, and we also have two French defenders in there as well. So yeah, that's where the current plan is. Do I have anything in the bank? I've got 0.3 million in the bank for this one. Like I said, I am at boom or bust point, really. Yeah, we're at boom or bust. We're at boom or bust. We also might play the max captain. I think we're going to do a coin flip on it. If it lands heads, I will do it. If it doesn't, we won't. So do you think it's too much of a risk to swap a Yozabal for Alvarez? I think with the Argentina projected goals being quite low, I probably would, yeah. Do you like going for Munoz at 4 million so I can get a stacked midfield and defense, just two up top? I don't hate it. I really don't hate it, you know. Yeah, it's not a terrible play. It's not a terrible play. Bonilla, I have in my side, and like I said, I could very easily roll through. We'll get to see the lineups, but an early substitution, Nico Williams being back as well. Yeah, I'm really not liking the look of Bonilla heading forward, you know. I probably would go Yamal on the 12th man there. Will Medina play? I don't think Medina will play. Apparently, Argentina are going to make some changes, though. They are going to make some changes. So, could be interesting to see what happens there. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Obviously, if you want your team reviewed by me, head over to the FPL cartel, and yeah, we'll get it cracking. What's the reasoning behind the Henderson pick? Purely to be able to afford this team. Yeah. If you have to choose only two between Elise, Yamal, Dembele, who would you choose? Oh, I think I maybe would. It depends what rank you are. I think I might stack that French attack, go Elise, Dembele. Yeah. Is it worth using my last transfer to get Pickford over Mayan? Depends what other defenders you've got. Depends what other defenders you've got. Uh, Unrelated, who will get the golden boot? Does third place games count towards golden boot? Key question there. Because if we beat Argentina, what's to say Messi doesn't just go a bit nuclear in that game? Like he's like, well, I'm not coming back to a World Cup. I'm just going to slam some goals in. Does that count? Let me know. What are the best differentials left? Good question. I think some of the England defenders, maybe a punt on John Stones or Reece James. I think Doué, I think Williams, I think Barcola. Depends who plays, really, doesn't it? We're going to see these lineups. They're probably going to be the ones within midfield, right? I already have Yamal. I already have Yamal and all the French players as well. Yes, they do. Could be one to watch there. Yeah, definitely. Definitely, Joe. I'm going to make you a mod, mate. Feel free to do anything you want with it. Like, you can boot people if you want, but otherwise, yeah, don't worry about it if not. But yeah, I'll make you a mod, mate. But yeah, if those goals count towards golden boot, and obviously long term looking at Mbappe being so close to Messi's record, you do have to think maybe they might just go, well, third place, have it. Like, just have it. It's Messi, you know what I mean? Like, he could just be on a one-man show just to try and get as many goals ahead as possible of Mbappe if he doesn't think he's gonna be coming back. Am I using the max captain? I am potentially. We're gonna do a coin flip on it. We're at that stage where I'm 70k. I've not had a great tournament. We're now stacking. We're now looking at differential plays that maybe could get me a decent finish or a respectable finish, I would say. But we're at boom or bust point. So yeah. Is the third place game included in fantasy? Yes, it is. So the deadline will be Saturday as well. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, we will get to see the lineup for that game as well. So decent for us. No worries, man. No worries. Hey Tom, Chouameni or McAllister? Probably McAllister, but Chouameni does qualify for the scouting bonus. Tagliafico or Molina? I probably would go Molina. A Yozabal or Lautaro? Probably a Yozabal. Is Doué playing tonight? I saw something on Twitter earlier, and I shared it in the Discord group with the members, and I saw that apparently he's not. Apparently it's going to be Barcola coming in. So we get the lineups. We should get them in what? About half an hour? Half an hour we should get the lineups for those. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Hour and a half. So in about 30, 35, half an hour, 40 minutes, we'll start getting the lineups through for that. And yeah, we can go from there, can't we? By the way, guys, we only need 4 more likes to hit 50 on today's stream. If you haven't already, it would be greatly appreciated if you could hit that like button. It's still ridiculously hot in the UK right now. So I'm quite hot. I'm filming with my fan on. I've got some water, but the likes are always appreciated. Let me know in the chat any dilemmas you are having. Let me know which chip you are looking to play this game week. 70% of you are not playing the max captain. Interesting. A lot of you leaving it for the final. I kind of got a different vibe from reading my comments. Oh, cheers, Dave. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it. L'Equipe says Barcola will start. There we go. So Barcola, is he under 5? Where's he at these days? Reece James is fully fit. Konza, James, Stones. I think Gahey will play. It'll be Gahey and Konza will be the back two. Nico O'Reilly at left back. Right back, if James is fully fit, will probably be Reece James, right? So maybe the five back of England is potentially back on again. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not making my moves yet, mate. Well, there's no point. There's no point. We get to see the lineups. We need to see the lineups to see if Digne is going to be playing. Any of my France players are going to be playing. So we need to wait for all the information. There's no point making the moves without the information. Information is key with this game, or with any fantasy game. I'm only playing Max Captain as I have the 12th man for the final/third place game. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Barker at 5.7. That's a shame. That is a shame. I'm a little bit shocked by that. I thought Doué did decent. I thought Doué did quite well. Max Captain for the final. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way that we're going to go. Obviously, the final does include the third place playoff game as well. Do bear that in mind. As you can see, the deadline, it says the 18th, which, if you've got your brain on, is Saturday. So there you go. Do I go for Yamal or Dembele? Oh, I think I probably go Dembele, but it could be ridiculously close. We've had a few teams sent into the Discord, so let's go and review some of those. Like I said, guys, if you want to get yourself involved in the FPL Cartel Discord, it is mine and Tom, who's also Live Golden Goal, exclusive Discord stream. There's lots going off in there. We've got our model, which will be coming back for the new FPL season. Had a great end to the year, to be fair. Since creating the model and the model team for FPL, it absolutely destroyed me every single week. So, of course it did. Obviously, you can get your team reviewed on stream. You can come chat to me and Tom. There's loads of managers in here now as well. I think we're like up to 100 members. Yeah, it's really good round games as well. Everyone watching the same games and stuff like that. So get yourself involved. Forza has said, gut feeling team. I tried to lean a little bit on Spain and Argentinian players chasing in my mini league. Yeah, I see what you're doing. Yeah, obviously this is very lineup dependent, but the triple stack here. Alvarez as a differential could be nice. I've seen that Gonzalez might play as well. Could be a decent option at that 5.6 million price tag. He could be a very, very tasty option. Yeah, indeed. I do like that one, mate. I do like that. Yeah, it's a good team. It is a good team, mate. Really a big fan of that one. Best midfielder under 7 million to replace Benir. McAllister, yeah, I think McAllister. Obviously, Gonzalez, who we've just spoke about, rumored to be playing. We should see the France lineups, and maybe somebody like a Moreno for Spain could also be a decent spot as well. Yeah, or you could completely just downgrade that spot entirely. Take it all the way down. I think the cheapest is 5.1. Free up yourself a little bit more budget there. Could be an option as well to maybe consider if you want to go for some more premium options. But other than that, fairly decent team. Fairly decent team. By the way, this is also a prime example of why I'm kind of having to go for like this stack tactic. So this is how most people's sides will be looking, right? Double France, double Spain, double England, one Argentina. Like, this is probably going to be quite a common back line we're going to see from a lot of people, you imagine. Maybe like some different combinations of it, but ultimately, most people are going to be sat with like these doubles here. So having two France or two thingy is probably going to get me very limited gains out of it, ultimately. Whereas, obviously, with our 4 stack in terms of England, we are probably going to be looking a little bit better off. Which is why I'm kind of leaning and talking myself into taking out Digne and bringing in and bringing in Reece James. I am tempted by it. Look, I am tempted by it. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Subs have had a massive impact on this tournament. I think the use of subs has been very creative from a lot of managers this tournament. No, definitely not. I do think the game tonight could be ridiculously close, couldn't it? It could be close. Elise plus Rodri or Barcola plus Bellingham. Oh, I think I'd go Barcola Bellingham. I do think Bellingham is just England's best player at this point, isn't he? I'm 7 points ahead of second place in my mini league. Should I play the max captain now to build on my lead, or should I save it for the finals? Ultimately, I believe it's where do you feel like you're going to get the best use out of the chip? If, like me, and one of the reasons I'm considering it is I've got a few nice captaincy options to go for here, right? You know, the France game, Dembele, Elise, Yamal could all cook up and could give me a, a decent gain out of that. We've also got the England game where I've got, a lot of defenders to be considering. Messi, Bellingham as well, also great shouts for that game week. So ultimately, I do think it comes down to your team and what you think is going to be the better option for your team. For me personally, I'm still leaning more towards the final, trying to gain as much out of that third place game as possible. So yeah, there we go. Yep, the final game week includes the third place game. As you can see at the top of my screen right now, it says final, and the deadline for it is the 18th of July, which is on the day of the third place game. The final's on the 19th. So there you go. Okay. Hopefully that clears that up for people. But yeah, it's definitely including the third place game in the finals. If you like pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, if you're not into health food, but you have half a brain, waking up at midnight in the dunes of Cape, on the love that you look for, right to me and escape. Banger, banger. Thoughts on Dead Spence? Personally, wouldn't go near it. Reece James is apparently fully fit and available, so he could play at right back. Dead Spence, yeah, might not even feature. I've got max captain and wildcard left. I can probably do 5 transfers and a decent side tonight. Do you think it's worth keeping the wildcard? Yeah, you could realistically stack out your team for the third place game, right? You could stack out your team for the third place game, getting some super, super big differentials. Could be massive. Could be massive. Yeah, we'll get lineups before the third place game, before the deadline. So yeah. When is FPL launching? Good question, and a question on everybody's lips right now. I feel like we probably would have had something this week, but we're still not getting anything. Like not even a price reveal, not even a like any sort of like, oh, here are the new updates for the game. We've had nothing so far. So I was thinking early next week, but I'm more tempted to say we might not get anything till after the World Cup's done. Realistically, yeah. Uh Probably Tagliafico is going to be the only one realistically can afford, I reckon, around that price point. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Konza for Martinez. Mm, both are fine options this week. Both are realistically fine options to have this game week, in my opinion. Yeah. Am I using the max captain this chip this week? We're gonna flip a coin on it a little bit later and decide from that. Konza or Martinez? I see you only have one Argentina player. Yeah, I mean, I am going for an England stack. I'm at this point where I'm going bust or boom. Realistically, given the rank that I'm at. So that is the reason why I've gone for the stack that I have and why I've not got Argentina players. I'm targeting England, who, according to the betting sites at the moment, have the best projected clean sheet numbers. Will Argentina score it all? Will they score it all? Or will England keep it clean? Look, like I said, it's a big, high risk strategy. This one, it's not for the faint-hearted. It very much is boom or bust at this point. It's not for everyone, and I understand that. And if it works, I look like a genius. If it doesn't work, I look like a complete idiot in reality. You know what I mean? So it's kind of one of those two, isn't it, really? I look like a genius or I look like an idiot. Make your mind up which one you think is going to be. Will Stone start? Apparently, all the England squad are fit, so probably not in that case. We're going to have a little bit of a peruse on social, see if we can find anything in terms of it. Let's have a look, see if we can find anything. Four different Argentina media lineups are reporting 4 different lineups for England. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. England are training for the final time. Declan Rice is with the squad as he looks to recover from illness. So Declan Rice could be there. Yeah, everyone apart from Henderson is training ahead of Argentina, including Reece James. So there we go. Reece James also in there as well. So yeah, I could go full tilt. I really could go full tilt. And get Reece James in here. Obviously, I need to take Henderson out. But yeah, I really could go full tilt on this defense at this point. That could also be the play that we go for. Because again, as I alluded to, sorry guys. Realistically, if I have 2 France defenders, most people have 2 France defenders already. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't probably gain anything out of that. Whereas, again, I'm at boom or bust point, guys. I really am at this point. We are at boom or bust. So yeah. Yep, the 3rd place match does count towards fantasy. Yeah, it counts towards fantasy. Make sure you're hitting that like button, by the way, guys. It would be massively appreciated. Let's see if we can get today's stream up to 100 likes. It would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, we're on that road to hitting 40,000 subscribers as well, which would be great to do. Yeah, 3rd place game counts towards your points. Yeah. Counts towards your points. So in reality tonight, I kind of want a goal fest. Like, I don't want a clean for Spain or France at this point in the game. Yeah, I don't want a clean for that. I think what's better for me and my side is lots of goals tonight. So Dembele, Elise, Yamal, Mbappe, Yozabal, all chipping in lots of goals, lots of action. And then tomorrow, dominant England win. O'Reilly, Gahey, Konza, James, Pickford, all start, all keep a clean. I think that's it. No, we get them about an hour and a half before kickoff on the FIFA website. We'll have the FIFA website open on stream in a bit. And yeah, we'll run through it and see what we get. We'll run through it, see what we get, boys. All right. Do keep your questions coming in. Anything you want to ask me ahead of the deadline, obviously I'm here. I'm going with a little bit of a differential strategy this week. I know it's not going to be to everybody's taste, but we're at that point in the game, really, aren't we? Where for me and my rank, I think we're like 70k. It's boom or bust. It's boom or bust, boys. And stacking, well, there's 3 ways that you can gain rank. Again, if you're in a very similar position to myself, where your rank's not great, you're not winning your mini leagues. If you kind of make the sensible moves at this point, so where you go, all right, we'll go for we'll go for that. We'll go for this. You know, we'll have 2 defenders from each side. Well, I've got Bellingham, I've got Dembele, I've got Elise. You know, I've got the typical front three. You're not probably going to gain anything on your mini league rivals, right? It's just not going to happen. So yeah. Whereas if you start stacking, looking for differential players, differential captains, that is where you're going to gain the rank at this point within these tight games. AI is wrong. Like I've been on these streams many a time, and yeah, around about half past, the teams start to emerge on the FIFA website. So we'll get those up in a little bit. Kante is not going to play. He's purely in here for budget. We're just looking to, like I said, maximize the budget, and that's what we've done with this team. I probably would go Dembele ahead of Yamal. I think just Yamal's not showing anything at the tournament. I think France are top for projected goals, I want to say. Let's have a look. FPL Joe's website. Where are we at? Interesting drop in terms of the France projected clean sheet numbers here. France now down at 24. Someone missing out? Is there a change? 1.3% drop. I don't think that's enough of a drop to suggest a change, but that to me does flag maybe somebody's missing. As you can see, both the Spain and France high projected goals for this game week. Yeah, Mexico, England, they're really struggling to predict who's going to actually win that one. As you can see, the projected clean sheet numbers fairly same. Yeah, maybe somebody could be out for France. Yeah, no worries, man. No worries. I mean, AI is not like 100% wrong. That is usually the go-to standard is like an hour and 15 for most lineups across like competitive football. So it's not wrong. I think if you're using like FOTMob and stuff like that, that's usually around like an hour and 15. So it's not wrong. It's just on the FIFA website, you can get them a little bit earlier. So yeah. Who can I have for the Spanish midfielders? Olmo, Moreno, Bonilla, Nico Williams. They're going to be the players you probably want to look at, right? Are we going to get info on the England defence? The only thing that we've got from English journalists is England are... Everybody's training bar Jordan Henderson. So that's what we've got. Including Rice, including Reece James as well. All those guys are in. So yeah. Am I going to use the max captain? Potentially, mate. It's going to be one of those where we'll do a little bit of a cheeky coin flip a little bit later on stream to decide on that one. All right. It will be a coin flip on that one. No worries, guys. No worries. Do get your questions in. We'll try and answer as many as we can heading into today's deadline stream. Apparently the France, apparently the Spain lineup's out. Apparently the Spain lineup's out. I've just retweeted it. Apparently this is the Spain lineup. Bonilla apparently starts. Oyazabal, Yamal, as expected, really. Dani Olmo, Fabian Ruiz, Rodri. Apparently that's the Spain lineup. We'll obviously still wait for the FIFA one to drop, but that is apparently the Spain lineup. There you go. Who is the best English defender? I think for security, it's going to be Konza or Gahey. For upside, it's probably going to be James, Nico O'Reilly. But yeah, apparently that is the Spain lineup for tonight. So Olmo could be a good shout. Fabian Ruiz could also be a nice naughty little shout as well to consider. Benier, if you've got him, looks likely to still start. Obviously, we'll wait and see what we get from obviously the FIFA website in about 15 or so minutes. But apparently, that is the Spain lineup for people asking. Just need the England one now. Just need some England news, guys. Come on. I'm keeping the Egyptian keeper for budget. Your opinion? I'm completely fine with that. As you can see, I also have a very cheap goalkeeper. So yeah, mate, I'm fine with that. Benier at 6 million on free kicks, corners. Yeah, not bad. Genuinely not a bad pick. If that lineup is correct and he's going to start, then yeah, good one. I like it. Am I 100% convinced on Reece James starting? No, I'm not. I think he's a nice option if he does because he qualifies for scouting bonus, right? Yeah, 3.3% qualifies for the scouting bonus. So would go nicely with my England stack. Would really go nicely with the England stack. A bee ba 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 ba. Mm-hmm. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline? I'm obviously here to help you guys out as best as I can. Mm-hmm. What do you think about Fabian Ruiz? Yeah, could be a nice option. Yeah, I do like him. Benier's going to play. If the touchline team is correct, Benier's going to play. So could be a decent option. Could be a decent option. Spence, I don't think starts. I think if Reece James is fit, they're going to put Reece James at right back. Yeah, if Reece James is fit, they're going to put him at right back. Unfortunately. Bam, 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 bam. Still winning the poll. Max captain is at no. Are you sure France will win? No, I think the game is very, very 50-50. Unfortunately, I was already in a position where I had Elise, Dembele, Mbappe, Upamecano. So I kind of just stuck with it. Yeah, I kind of just stuck with it at that point. Bonilla is definitely a minutes risk. I'd say most of the Spanish attackers are. Probably bar like Yamal and Yozabal. They're the two that I reckon will probably see close to 90, if not the full game. Do keep questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline? Like I said, we've got the Spain lineup that we ran through on Twitter. But we'll have to wait and see if we get anything else. But yeah, I think I'm genuinely gonna just go for the stack, honestly. Dembele versus Yamal, such a good one. I do think I probably favor Dembele, but Yamal has to turn up at some point in this tournament, doesn't he? That's what I keep saying it and keep trying to buy him and hope that he does it, but maybe this could be the week where Yamal finally turns up. But I think both of them are very, very good pickups this week. I don't think one is better than the other. I do just think they're very, very decent pickups this week. Yeah, it's genuinely a hard one to say, really, isn't it? It is a hard one to say. Kante is purely there for budgetary reasons. Purely there to be able to afford this team. Yeah. Would you go for Konza or Reese if you could only get one? For safety, Konza's definitely going to play. If you're feeling a bit risky, a bit adventurous, then Reese James is a nice buy. He's back in training, so I think he could start. I do think he could start at right back. Yeah. Doué versus Bonilla. I mean, Bonilla we know is going to start if the lineup on Twitter is correct. Doué hasn't been included in L'Equipe's lineup. I've also seen some other journalists say that Doué isn't going to play tonight. Like I said, we'll get the lineups in about probably 10 to 15 minutes on the FIFA website. We could see Barcola slammed straight in there as well. So yeah, definitely one to consider in that regard. Let's have a look if the betting odds have shifted again. France are really down in terms of their percentage chance of a clean sheet, by the way. Yeah, they've dropped quite a bit. 2.4% in terms of the clean sheet odds. Spain have also had a jump of 0.11. I think somebody's benched for France defensively. I genuinely do think that. And I've seen this before with betting odds is where they have a massive, well, this isn't massive, but it's definitely something going off. Like a shift of that regard anyway. Yeah, a shift of that regard, I do think could have some consequences. Why you not sell Messi over Kane? I mean, I've got the England defense, haven't I? So I guess we kind of could. No, we've gone for the defensive approach really. I would just be hoping that Mbappe blanks. I don't even think I'm going to captain him. It's a good point. It is a good point. It just would be who then would we not get into that defense? Yeah, is it going to be worth doing that? I don't know. Replacements for Bonilla. I mean, if we look at the lineups, it's looking likely that Bonilla starts. So, I mean, the replacements around that price point aren't anything ecstatic or exciting, in my personal opinion, really worth it. Probably would go Olmo over Gordon. The Spain projected goals are getting like quite a big jump all of a sudden. We can go back and have a look. But yeah, France down 2.4%. Spain up 0.11 in terms of projected goals. So I do think someone from that France defense is out. I do think that is the case, you know. Yeah. 8 mil budget. Oh, maybe Olmo. Maybe Olmo could be the pick then. Anthony Gordon also decent. 4 England defenders. Mate, you have misread my team. 5, including Pickford. Yeah, we're at that point, mate, where I'm at 70k. If I want to do anything good out of this game, the ways that we're going to be able to do it at this point are differentials, differential captains, and stacking. Because if I play if I go 2-2-2-1, like with the defense, like most people are going to do, we're probably not going to gain anything out of clean sheets ultimately at this point within the game. The only way that I am probably going to have a big gain is from stacking defenses like this. It's realistically the only way I probably see anything happening for me and my team at this point. Yeah. I mean, if Benir is playing, is there like an argument that I'm just trying to figure out now? Someone putting the Messi thing has put something into my head. I just don't know what we would do to get it. I just kind of hope we'd kind of just be hoping it blanks, right? Yeah. It's also coming home. We can't forget it's also coming home. But yeah, like I said, with that far back, if I play like 2-2-2, like 2 France defenders, 2 Spain defenders, most people have that in the game right now. I don't move if, Spain or France keep a clean sheet. You definitely don't move if you've just got 1 of the defenders at this point within the game. 2, probably a very marginal gain. 3, that's where you start getting some decent bonus out of it. Still waiting for the France lineups. Like I said, when's this move been happening for the clean sheet probabilities? Like I said, France were at, as you can see, this morning they were at 26 up to 27% chance of a clean. I feel like some news here has broke because now we're all the way down at 24. Now it's not a big shift, but it's definitely a trend we probably want to keep our eyes on at this point. I'm chasing a 51-point deficit in my mini league. I might have to take a risk as well. Yeah, like I said, guys, if you are in a position where you are chasing rank, you're quite far behind, there are 3 things I would realistically go for. Picking up differential players, so low-owned players that could go pretty big. Danny Olmo, Reece James, these guys that are under 5% or just around 5%, they could be big difference makers. Stacking defensively and offensively is probably going to be the other play to look for. And then finally, it's going to be captaining differential players. That comes, again, with high risk, high reward. Going against Mbappe, who's probably around like 190, maybe even pushing close to 200% effective ownership, is going to be scary. Why use Messi if you're relying on England defense? Easy swap for Kane. I don't have the budget. And I don't actually know how we would make it all work together in here to kind of pull that off. Yeah, I don't have the budget to make that happen, unfortunately. It definitely, Messi is the outlier here, but I just don't have the budget to kind of get it off. Am I sure about Reece James's minutes? Not 100%. Yeah, Olmo and Doué had great weeks, didn't they? Yeah, they did have great weeks. Pedri benched. Fabian Ruiz starts. Yeah, we saw that one earlier. Upamecano, Saliba. Apparently, the France lineup is fine at the back. Fabrizio Romano has just tweeted it out. Apparently, this is the France lineup. Can you guys see that? Mbappe, Barcola, Elise, Dembele. So no Doué. Rabiot, Tchouaméni, Digne, Upamecano, Saliba, Koundé. So no actual injuries at the back, which is a little bit surprising. I was shocked by that. I just thought with the percentage chance of clean sheets going right down, we maybe would have seen something. But yeah, apparently this is the lineup for France tonight. Mbappe, Barcola, Elise Dembele, Rabiot, Tchouameni. Tchouameni obviously qualifies for scouting bonus. Digne, Upamecano, Saliba, Koundé. There you go. Will the bronze final be in the final? Yes. Yes, it will. Why not Cucurella? I'm actually taking Cucurella out. Yeah, I can show you what my team looks like prior me making any moves. So this is the team, how it looks right now. Benir obviously starting. We could just, like, it could just be rolled. It really, really could just be rolled that. You could just obviously put Digne in here. You could, honestly, you could roll that and it could still score quite well. Problem is, though, I do just feel like if I did that, am I going to get any sort of gains out of this side? Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. It is one of those, isn't it, really? I do still feel like the stack is the play at this point. Given how far back we are, I do just feel like the stack is the best route to go for it. So, James, Pickford, Konza, Gahey, and then Kane. We do lose a player. We do lose a player as well with this. Do you think I should transfer out Doué? Super sub? I mean, he could do the super sub, but I probably would rather want a player that starts. Yeah, the third place match is included in the final. As you can see, it says the 18th, which is where it's at. Best two English defenders, I think, for security, probably either Gahey, Konza, Nico O'Reilly, in my opinion. Yeah, they're going to be the best ones. They are going to be the best ones to look at for me, in my opinion. Something weighing heavy. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything you want to know ahead of the deadline, do let me know. We'll probably be live for about another hour or so. And then I'm going to head to the gym, get a good sesh, get back for the second half of the game. Something's weighing heavy. Match of Mills in the chat. Hope you're doing good. Am I sure James is starting? No guarantees of it working. Yeah, no guarantees he's going to work. Benir, we know, is starting at 6 million. DePaul, another one to maybe have a look at. Yeah, the lineups are out. They are out on socials. I've had a yuzz about Overkane for quite a few weeks. Yeah, quite a few weeks. Is there a way? Is there a way we can get Kane for Messi? It's running through the back of my mind now. Right, let's put Martinez back in there. Oh, Ooh. But then again, I'm still doing the same thing, aren't I? I'm still doing the same thing. Don't know. I don't know. I still think the England stack is the right way to go for it. Discord link. Yeah, I can put the Discord link in the chat. FPL Cartel. I don't think Stones is going to play. I think the back line will be James, Konza, Gahey, O'Reilly. So Stones won't play. Yeah, I know Conte won't play. He's purely there to be able to afford this team. Yeah, purely there to afford this team. No, nothing I know. Nothing I know. The lineups are out, so I can't hide anything. But yeah, nothing to hide. Nothing to hide here. Cheers, man. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Discord. Hi, Tom. Is it possible you could read this as I'm... The news of Benir helps start as well. I love how you got Tom in the corner. Okay. See, now, I think for me, I probably would just do... it depends where you think, like, the defenses that are going to do well, okay? So you could do Bono to Pickford, Hakimi to a France defender. Oh, you've bought Molina in already, right? So Molina's... Oh, no, you've already got Molina there. Martinez. Okay. So, yeah, then I probably would say go Bono to Martinez, like play the triple stack. I feel like having two defenders at this point probably not going to get you much advantage. Three defenders, you definitely can start to turn the cogs in your favor. Then I probably would look to go for, I think a cheap England defender that you could realistically get in there is somebody like Nico O'Reilly. Then go Hakimi to like Koundé. But you've said you obviously want Dembele. I've personally think for me, I probably would leave that attacking lineup. I think it's fairly decent already. I think that just use the transfers on the defense, Hakimi down, shift your other defenders around as well, and you could have like a full playing, squad there of defenders that could all do pretty decent. So that's probably where I would use my transfers this game week if that was me and my team. Dembele or Yamal, pick one. I probably would go Dembele. I just think Yamal's probably been off it a little bit this tournament. There is a link to the Discord if you want to get yourself involved. I have no budget in the bank. Ruiz is a little bit out my price range. Yeah, Ruiz is at 6.8 million. I have 5.2. So the only midfielders that I can afford are all non-playing midfielders. So if we go to price, yeah, Henderson, I can't even get to Simeone. Looks like he might play, by the way, Simeone, and Gonzalez potentially could play. I can't get to either of those guys, unfortunately. So it just is what it is. Rodri or Fabian Ruiz? I'll probably go Fabian Ruiz. Probably go O'Reilly over Gahey. 12th man, probably going to be Kane, Mbappe, Bellingham, Dembele, Elise, Yamal. They're probably going to be the top picks to go for this week, in my opinion. Yeah, they're probably going to be the ones I would go for. I've put the Discord link into the chat, mate. It's also in the description if you want to get yourself involved as well. Take a hit for Yamal to Dembele if you have been here. Not worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, we're stacking, mate. We're stacking at this point. We're either going to, either we're going to finish about, I don't know, 100k, or who knows. It's kind of at that point, isn't it, really, where the stack has to be done. The stack has to be done. Yeah. I believe in France's defense. I believe a clean sheet is coming. France could very easily keep it clean. Again, another side I would like to stack on. Spain as well. I think all the defenses as well. Fully, mate. If I want to have any chance of winning my mini league this week, I have to hope things go right in my favor. It's not saying stacking is creating points out of nothing. It's just creating the opportunity, if the variance is right, for things to go in the right direction ultimately. So it's either going to be we're going to have a dreadful week and nothing's going to go our way, or we're going to have a stellar week because France, Spain, and Argentina conceded, and England absolutely smashed it. More expensive to stack on France. It is more expensive, and I also feel like you've got Mbappe, Dembele, and Elise that are already there as well. So yeah, it's kind of one of those, isn't it? Really. Messi scored. That will be honestly like double blow for me, isn't it? At this point, England concede. Oh mate, my head's gonna be on Mars when England concede. What would I say is a safer bet? Yeah, if you're doing well in terms of your mini leagues, I probably think the safer bet defensively would be having like 2-2-2-1 as kind of the setup if you've got all the defenders and like your goalkeepers ready. So 2 from France, 2 from Spain, 2 from England. Like you've always then got the chance of a clean sheet, okay? Midfield, you probably are missing out on one of the big boys like I am. Like I've not got Kane, but I know some people won't have like Yamal, for example. I think Yamal's probably the one I would look to skip out on this game week. Again, no clean sheets could happen. Genuinely, no clean sheets could happen. Which also would be a disaster for my team. But as you can see here, like if the France and Spain game tonight is goal fest, that is the ideal thing for me. France, Spain tonight, goal fest. England tomorrow, keep it clean against Argentina. We could be looking at a massive, massive green arrow. On the flip side, things could go completely the other direction. That is the thing when you start to stack is if things don't go your way, you very easily can be left with egg on your face. But if things do go your way, my oh my, things really start to, twist in your favor. And when I'm this far back, don't have much to play for, playing purely for vibes at this point. Yeah, it's one of those. When to wildcard? I think I would wildcard next week if I've still got the chip left. Try and stack into some differentials for the final. Could be a juicy play to go for. Yeah, it could be a saucy play to go for. I have Messi, Mbappe, Kane, Bellingham, Dembele, Elise. Yes, it's stacked. Maybe I will. Maybe I will get 5 points out of my England defense. Maybe I will. Who knows? Who knows? Stranger things have happened, right? Like I said, at this point, we are that far back that if I want to do anything, maybe the England stack is the play. Score prediction. I think tonight, let's go 2-2. France win on penalties. England game, I'm going to go 1-0 England. I might do the similar to you, but get Digne instead of one of your England boys. Yeah, I think I would. I also looked at that. I did Digne instead of James. Yeah, Digne instead of James. I'm way top of the mini league. I think if you're top of the mini league, you don't probably need to go for this as much. Like I said, this is probably boom or bust. Like this is boom or bust at this point. There isn't any, like magic spells or anything. This is purely boom or bust, given my rank. Max Captain, I think both this week and the final are great weeks to go for it. We're going to have a flip of the coin and hope for the best. Reece James has been back in training. That is coming out from the English media. Again, high risk, high reward pick at this point. Like I said, I don't have anything to play for. I'm not winning any mini leagues. I'm not having a great World Cup. So yeah, there we go. Kante is purely in there for budgetary reasons. I know he's not playing. I know he's not starting. I'm at 70k, mate. So it's kind of one of those where, nothing is going to probably be achieved if I play it safe at this point. It's kind of one of those, isn't it? If I played it safe and I reckon I maybe got the right differentials, maybe we could move to like 50k. Yeah, maybe like 50k. But I feel like at this point, we're going to need quite a big swing to really get us back in any sort of contention, win any sort of mini league at this point. So we're going to have to go a little bit ballsy over the next 2 weeks. And it starts off with the England stack. Personally, for me, I'm probably going to go with Mbappe captain if I don't play the max captainship this week. So yeah, cool, man. We'll take a look at the team in the Discord. I said 70k, mate. Yeah, 70k is my rank. Would it work? It involved me taking a hit, but I like it. I like the idea that you said of having 3 defenders, as you suggested, stacking the Argentina defense. But as an England fan, I don't know I'm comfortable with that. So I'd rather have triple England defense than Argentina, as I'm predicted a 2-0 win for us. Get up the boys. This also allows me to get Dembele as well. The only problem is a hit. Thoughts on this? Would you do something like this? Oh, it is a stacked team, isn't it? It is a stacked team. It is very good for a -3. Would I do it? -3 and it is ridiculously good. It is good. And I guess if you want England to win, it'd be nice, obviously, them getting the clean and stuff like that. So yeah, I think this -3 could pay off. Personally, for me, I probably wouldn't. I would stick with the Argentinian stack that you've got here that doesn't require a -3. But one to maybe consider. Marcus, did we do your team? I can't remember. 3 free transfers, he said. Genuinely roll. Like, there's nothing I would do with this team. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, I'd be happy with that if that was my team, Marcus, and I'm in a decent rank position. 39k, very nice, very respectable. Like I said, I've seen some very, very good ranks on this game. There's been some managers within the community who've absolutely smashed it. There's ones that have struggled. And I think I was a little bit down last week, and you can call it sour grapes, or you can call it whatever, but the clean sheet chip, like I lost 20k rank and had a good week last week. I got 76 points, but I lost out because people played the clean sheet chip and gained 20 from their players conceding. Doesn't seem like the best chip in the world for me. It doesn't reward, good picks. It doesn't reward players playing well. So I don't really like it. Tagliafico, I believe, is 4.3. A little bit doubts around whether or not he's going to play. But yeah, he's at 4.3 million. Yamal or Elise? Ooh, I feel like I go Yamal on that one. Tight, though. Very tight. Yeah, I've just seen the team that's been put in the Discord group. Yeah, you could easily just keep Dembele and not do Elise to Dembele and not take the hit. Yeah, I think that would be great. It does, but I also had that case. We can go here. This is where I need to set my team up. Anyway, we'll have a look in a second. The round of 16, I also did that. And I gained nothing, right? I had double Argentina defense who were playing Cape Verde. They had one of the highest projected clean sheet numbers. They were also ridiculously high up in terms of the second chance numbers. I had like England's, we conceded two. Like there was just so many games where 2 goals went flying in. And that margin between 2 goals and 1 goal, yeah, wild. FPL Joe was in here earlier, and he said the EV on it was pretty much like 11 points on the chip, whatever week you played it. So the swing, I've just seen someone put 27 points from the clean sheet chip. Fair play, but that swing for something that has the same EV rating of 11 just doesn't quite sit right with me. You know what I mean? Doesn't quite sit right. Again, you can call it sour grapes. You can say I was on the wrong side of it. That's why I'm being a little bit salty. But I think if we're going to add chips, they should add value and make skill-based picking the kind of key crux of that. And I feel like all the other chips within this game do that. The qualification booster, you're looking for teams that win. So there's a clear objective. Obviously, the 12th man, trying to find another premium that you can't afford within your current setup. I like it. Wildcard, brilliant. Clean sheet chip, just not that guy. Not the one for me. Again, obviously, I didn't get the best experience out of it. I know some people will have done. I know some other managers who have had a great World Cup and were absolutely slapped. And you could say, oh, well, the quarterfinal, it was more likely to be, this way and whatever. If you look at the historical data, more games ended by just like a single goal conceded margin in the round of 16 than any other round in World Cups previous. So, again, it's kind of one of those. It is kind of one of those. Maybe I'm being a little bit of a sour grape potentially, but who knows? Thoughts on Kane? Yeah, Kane's a brilliant player. I wish I could have him, but budget doesn't allow it, unfortunately. Max captain or 12-man chip? I would go with the 12-man chip this week. Obviously, the third place game is included in the final next week, and we're probably going to see quite a bit of rotation, in my opinion. So, yeah, do bear that in mind. Am I using the max captain chip? I'm probably going to flip a coin and let the coin decide. Yeah. Oh, wow. Mate, I hope it goes your way for your £20 bet. I really do, mate. That would be cracking. What do you win if that that comes in? I imagine it's quite all right odds, that. Yeah, this is pretty much my lineup. We're gonna obviously wait and see. We're obviously gonna wait and see if we get anything from England. I doubt it, but we'll have to wait and see. £300. Okay, well let's hope for that, man. Let's hope for that. I mean, obviously I don't want it to happen, but £300 would be nice. But obviously, yeah, please don't spam in the chat. Someone's just absolutely coming here to spam. You are getting ejected. Don't spam, guys. Don't spam. Williams isn't starting. He's on the bench. See if Kante's on the bench. Maybe a wild appearance from Kante would be great. Imagine he just comes on and scores. I would love that. Is he on the bench? He is on the bench. Get up. Yeah, he's on the bench. My girlfriend is Spanish. Oh, mate, it's either coming home or you're getting your bet. That's what we want. That's what we want. Konza or Gehi, I think both are fairly nailed, so probably you just go Konza for the value, right? Because I'm not doing max captain, if Mbappe doesn't do well, who do I swap my captain for? Argentina versus England. I think obviously the standout pick is going to be Messi. Otherwise, I think Jude Bellingham and Harry Kane are the other two guys you consider realistically. I wouldn't mind 1-1 as long as some of my attackers are involved. Yeah, I wouldn't mind 1-1. Is Reece James a doubt to start? Definitely not like nailed in any stretch of the imagination. Oh mate, sorry. When she comes in, I'll tell her I was vermin on Spain. I was like, "Oh, Spain are winning it. Spain are winning it." Apologies, mate. But yeah, in terms of Reece James, it's a massive gamble. Qualifies for the scouting bonus, so could be decent, but we'll wait and see. Oh yeah, I can see France, Argentina doing it. I've taken out Messi for Kane. Oh, mate, oof, big call at this stage. Do you reckon I keep Yamal or go Kane? Ooh, good question. I've just had a brainwave, by the way, guys. If we revert Bania, take Yamal out for like Olmo. We can then do this, right? I know, I'll put someone back in. Give me a second. I need to take one of these out. Probably Reece James makes way. And we get Kane in. And then I probably revert one of my defenders back in. Nah, I'm leaning towards the stack. The stack is the play, I feel. Benia is starting. Benia is starting. The lineups are out. Benia is starting. James qualifies for the scouting bonus, but it's a big risk. Otherwise, yeah, Cons is probably definitely going to play. Should I take a hit to bring Messi back in? Probably not. Probably not. Football's coming home. Didn't know if you knew, but yeah, football's coming home. So probably wouldn't do that. Oh, I can't pronounce any name, me. Yeah, I can't. I genuinely can't pronounce any name. I struggle with them all. Probably option number 2 there, mate. Yeah, I probably would go option number 2. Probably go Barcola ahead of McAllister. Kone isn't playing. He's benched. I don't think Elise to Dembele is definitely not worth a hit, in my opinion. Yamal or Dembele? Probably Dembele. Jacob Murphy, best player ever. Gahey over Konza if money isn't an issue. Still, yeah, still not really excited about it. What about 4 million Munoz up top instead of Kane or Yozabal, and then loading the midfield defense with heavy hitters? Could be a good play. How about Chouameni over Yamal then? Nah, I still think I go Yamal. Yamal or Ruiz, I do think is a lot more closer because at least Ruiz is attacking. The options you're suggesting, Chouameni, Rabiot, just not attacking guys. Probably not going to get the returns. I've said this now. They're probably going to score, but for me, they're just not going to get the returns, are they? Football's coming home. It's coming home. Doué's on the bench and his Moreno as well. Both of those guys on the bench. Yeah, both on the bench. O'Reilly definitely should be starting for England. Yeah. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. I'll be live till about 7:30. Then I'm going to go to the gym, get a little bit of, an exercise on, bit of chest, bit of shoulders before the France-Spain game. Get back for the second half, have some food. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Football's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming home. It's coming. Football's coming home. Gordon or McAllister? I can't make my mind up. I probably would go Gordon. Ooh, that's a good question. I think I'd probably rather be, yeah, probably a giraffe. Like, they don't get attacked by stuff, do they? Always pretty just happy fellas as well when you see them at the zoo. Which week is better for Max Captain? Genuinely, I think both these weeks are fairly decent for it. Yeah. Kante is in there purely for budgetary reasons. It's the only reason Kante is in this squad. Dan Burn above Jacob Murphy, 100%. If we win the World Cup, Dan Burn needs a knighthood. Maybe look to obviously go the other side of the draw. So if you've got 2 French, you could either go fully into the stack, go free. If it works out, you do get pretty decent gains out of it. I guess the rotation thing, we get to see the lineups, and there could be players that qualify that are under 5%. So that could be decent. Who do I like the most out of my England defenders? Probably Nico O'Reilly, then probably Reece James, just because if he is going to start, will qualify for the scouting bonus still, I think. We've just had another update. Yeah, 3.3%. But all of them, as you can see, like the England defense is not highly owned. It really isn't highly owned, unfortunately. As you can see, yeah, it just isn't highly owned at all. Stones, I don't think will start. I think we will probably go with the if Reece James is fit and available, we'll probably go Reece James. We'll have Pickford, O'Reilly, Konza, Gahey, James as our back line. I don't think Stones plays for me. He very easily could if Reece James is still not 100%. But yeah, one to monitor. If I was to go for one, probably would be like O'Reilly. Upside chasing, you probably go James. Yeah, Stones also could have been for tactical reasons and the other injuries that we had within the lineup. I don't think you have like a great chance, to be honest. Yeah, I don't think you have a great chance. I think that's quite a big deficit to make up. Depends what chips you've got left. Maybe the max captain could pull that out of the bag. Best mid under 6.2. Benir, who plays Rodrigo De Paul, maybe. They're probably the two go-to ones. McAllister, because Moreno's not starting. Thoughts on Fabian Ruiz? Yeah, nice. Still qualifying for scouting bonus, right? I'd go Olmo over McAllister as well. Other than O'Reilly, probably for security of minutes, Konza or Gahey. If you fancy a risk, Reece James. I don't think Spence will start. I think it will be James in. Maybe I could be wrong on that one. Maybe it could be Spence. Again, we could do with that England lineup, really, couldn't we? I'd go Yamal over Barcola. DePaul is apparently getting benched. Cool. Yeah. Like I said, mate, we're at 70k. There's only three ways really we're going to gain any sort of rank: differentials, stacking, or differential captains. That is the only way we're going to get any sort of gain out of it. We could go Digne in there. We could go Digne in there. But yeah, maybe James could be the one. If I was choosing 12th man, I probably would look at Bellingham, Dembele, Elise, Yamal, Kane, Mbappe, Messi. Whichever one you've not got of those guys, they're probably the ones. Yeah. I mean, we've got Yamal and a Yozabal as well. Depends how much you want to go into that front stack. If you think France are going to win, then go for it. Morgan Rogers won't play, won't start. Yeah, I don't think he'll start. Best English defenders, I mean, there's five. All five of them are in my team that I probably would look at going for. I'm a supermodel and mommy, say mommy. Amnesty International got banks. James is definitely not nailed. No, Reece James is definitely not nailed. It's a gamble pick. It is a gamble pick at this point. Like I said, my whole team is a gamble pick, isn't it? Really. Would you go Dembele or Barcola to free up money? I mean, probably Barcola, given he's cheaper. Should I gamble with Spence? I'm 20 off my mini league. I don't think Spence play. I really don't think Spence plays. I think England will go full strength. I do think we'll go full strength. And if James is fit and available, well, he came off the bench and played in midfield. He was completely fine. So I could see him very easily being back at right back. Konza and Gay at centre back, left back O'Reilly, Pickford in goal. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. Max Captain. Should we do the coin flip for Max Captain? If it lands on heads, we're doing it. If it lands on tails, we're not doing it. We'll save it. I don't know where the coin is. Here's the coin. Heads, we do it. Tails, we don't do it. Okay? Heads. It's landed on heads. So you know what that means. We're doing it. Nah. I think we're going to keep it for the final. We're going to keep it for the final. Maybe it's a mistake. Maybe I'm wrong, but who knows? I've said I'm going to do it for the final. I think we're going to stick to that plan. Let's not change it. Why not stack everything into the attack and midfield? This is the thing though, like I've got pretty much all the big attackers you'd want. I'm only missing Kane. Like Kane and Olmo. Like we can have a mess around with it. But realistically, I'd want Kane. So I mean how do we make up 2.4 million here? Just doesn't happen, I don't think. So yeah, I do just think this is the play to go for. And I'm gonna lock it in. I'm gonna lock it in. Let's do it. Nah, Konza's not banned. Bottle job, someone said in the chat. Konza's not banned. Pickford or Mayan? Again, depends like if you want to get stacks and stuff for defense. Yeah, reviewing teams over in my Discord. If you want to get your teams reviewed by me, head over to there. Link in the description for that one. Again, I think it's very 50-50. Maybe Elise. Maybe Elise. Again, if you want to get a little bit more of the Spain attack, then go Yamal. Otherwise, if you're looking to go fully like stacked in, then probably go Dembele. Go for the full attacking stack. You've got everybody covered then. Don't have the budget, mate. Do not have the budget. We have absolutely no budget with this team. No wiggle room. Kante is just purely for budget. Purely for budget. Just to be able to afford everything that we've got here. I think where my difference comes from is that midfield. I don't think everybody has Dembele, Elise, Yamal. I feel like people are having to sacrifice one of them. So if all three of them go off, that could be enough to maybe start getting us in the right motion today. Probably go Digne over Upamecano. Yeah, probably would. Let's lock this in. Let's lock this in. Boom. Yeah. There we go. All locked in. Done and dusted. Jelly and custard. What a beautiful team. What a beautiful team. Let me put the Discord link in the chat. Saka hopefully should start. If it's Madueke, I'm probably going to lose my mind again. I'm sexy and I know it. Budget is not an issue. Depends how much you want to stack. I probably would then go like 2-2. So maybe two other Spanish defenders, maybe, you know, Kabasi. And then for your other one, Koundé. Then maybe two England, two Argentina, depending again on how you want to balance it out in terms of your rank. If you want to go full stacking, if you're really chasing, maybe look to like, it's all dependent on what your rank is at this point with the defensive picks. Yep, the third place game is included. Cucurella or Kubasi, probably would go Cucurella. Marino is not playing, so Benir. Is it worth keeping Due? Probably not. I would shift him on for a player that is starting. Yeah, probably would do that. Am I sure Kante will play? Kante will not play at all. I don't expect any minutes out of him either. He's not in the starting lineup. Yeah. Do. Clean sheet or max captain? I probably would go clean sheet. Yeah. Am I going max captain? I'm not. I'm going to save it for the final. Let's save it for the final. I probably wouldn't go for the -3 option. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go for the -3 option. Kante is in here for budgetary reasons. That's simply it. He's there so we can get the England 5-man stack off. That's it. Would you rather have double England or triple France? I would probably have triple France. Again, I feel like if you're gonna go like most teams, right at this point, if you've got two players, two defenders, sorry, from a side, and they keep it clean, you are getting probably minimal gains out of it right now. Okay, very very minimal gains out of it. So you might as well go for 3. That is where you'll start to get better gains out of it. 4 even more. Okay. Probably go 12 man this week with more premiums in action. Obviously, reminder that the third place game is included in the next round. But again, there's going to probably be quite a bit of rotation within that third place game. Uh Enzo, you've obviously got McAllister. Yeah. Who else have you got around that price point? Benier, who we've seen starting. Anderson, Rice. They're probably a few. How many transfers do we get? I think we get 5. Might be 6. Might be 6. It's either 5 or 6. I can't quite remember off the top of my head. I want to say 6. But I can't remember. Whoops, just knocked my phone into my desk. Yeah, so whoever your best point scoring player is within the starting 11 will get the most points. There you go. Simple as that. They'll become your captain. Say, for example, if in my team, Elise gets the most points out of the game week, he's in my starting 11, he will take home the max captain. Yeah, this is if you could only get 3 English defenders, who would it be? Gahey, O'Reilly, Konza. Those would be the 3 I would get. No, no. If you've got the max captain chip active, you do not need to worry about who you're putting the captaincy armband on. It will automatically do it. Is it worth bringing in Barcola? Yeah, you'll probably get like 70-ish minutes. Yamal or Elise. I feel like if you've got Doué, maybe you've got a bit of coverage for that game already. So Yamal, if you're looking to stack like I am with 3 French attackers, then Dembele, Elise, and Mbappe should be good. We just ran out of transfers at that point, so Messi actually might end up on the bench of my team. He genuinely might end up on the bench. Right, guys, we are going to leave it there. This is my team locked and loaded for this game week. If England keep a clean sheet, expect to see me very happy over on socials. If England don't keep a clean sheet, you'll never hear from me again. All right. Best of luck this game week, ladies and gentlemen. Let's hope England get a fat, juicy dub against Argentina tomorrow. Thank you for everybody that's been in the today's stream. You've been absolute wonderful legends as always. We've only got one more game week to go. Keep on grinding. Keep on smashing through it, guys. I love you all so, so much. So thank you very much. Yeah, best of luck this game week, guys. Best of luck. I can't find where's the end stream slide gone. It's here somewhere. You're just going to have to now listen to me waffle till I find the end stream. There it is. Right. Best of luck, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next one.